Hello guys, and welcome to part 5 of the wood lathe build. In this episode we will put the motor on, finish the machine and hopefully turn some wood with it. So enjoy the video, feel free to like, share and subscribe, and let's go! As you see, I have already put in the shelf here, and I've painted the belt cover and the rest of the machine. And since the major parts of the machine are done, I can focus on the details. For instance, here I have made a holder for the Hall effect sensor, which goes in like so, and here is the magnet I have already glued in. Also today I want to take care of the work light cables. So they will go into the motor compartment here, and I want to have a junction box somewhere here. And for the motor cooling, I have made a duct out of aluminium sheet metal, which goes I cannot show, but which goes in like so. So I have to cut a hole here, put the fan in, 12 volt computer fan, and there will be a filter box here at the back, so that the fresh air gets filtered and it gets blown to the motor, and it can vent out somewhere here, but I'm not 100% sure about where I want to make the vent hole. Okay, so that's the plan for today. Here is a little design change I made. I have added a additional dust wall here, or dust protection, because I have the habit to clean my machines with the blowgun, but by doing that I would blow all the sawdust directly into the motor compartment, which is not a great idea. So that's why I added this piece of plywood to protect the motor against sawdust. Here is a thing which I did off camera, because I discovered that it is very unpractical to lift the thing by hand. So I went to the local automotive store and I bought a trailer wheel, extendable, and I removed the original big wheel, made a flange, and I bolted a smaller caster onto it so that I can lift the thing via this handle here, because I weighed the thing, and in the front it weighs 110 kilos. So if you want to lift this by hand, you have to lift and wheel around exactly 111 kilos, and in the back here it weighs 137 kilos. So all in all 248 kilos, which is for my taste way too much to lift it by hand. Very inconvenient. So okay, just a little design change I made. Unbelievable. The belt has arrived. The holy belt. Here it is. Ay. It was quite tricky, but the motor is in place and the belt is tightened. I also mounted the air duct and the cooling fan, as well as the filter frame for the motor cooling. So this should work, and the belt is tracking perfectly. Next comes one or two of these junction boxes here to connect all the wires, and I have already made a cutout to the motor cover, headstock cover, and I also have to find a solution to mount the belt guard. But a lot of progress, and yeah, so far so good. Junction boxes are in, one for low and one for high voltage, and now it's just a matter of hooking everything up. Oh man, I don't show you all the wiring process, because working in such tight spots includes a lot of swearing. Okay guys, so here comes the moment of truth. Everything is connected. It needs just a few cable ties. Other than that, all the connections are done, and it's time to fire it up. Okay, no kaboom, good sign. The fan is running. Yes, also here we have light. The lights are working. And now let's check the spindle motor. Here's the belt. Belt tracking is okay. My lamp here. Close to 2000 RPM, but that's really fast. Perfect, perfect. And now let's test the foot pedal. Perfect. The only thing left is the headstock cover, which I'm currently working on, and the belt guard. Okay, let's call it a day. So the belt guard is in place, which was not a big deal actually. Next thing to do is I want to drill vent holes here so that the warm air can escape somewhere, and I want to do this with my hole saw. And I have made a tray here for the headstock cover, so that the tools which I want to lay here does not fall on the chuck. And this tray hides the holes which I made to reach the greases for the bearings, and I can peek inside to see what's going on there. And as you see here, I made all the cables from the electrical box long enough so that I can remove the whole thing, and I can lift off the headstock cover. Okay, short story long. Next step, vent holes and putting everything together. So embarrassing. The holes so rattled loose, and so the hose got a little bit out of alignment. Kitchen furnace filter. Isn't it funny? The first workpiece I am turning with the machine is steel, not wood. So is it possible to do simple metal turning on a wood lathe? Yes, of course. course. This will be the first two workpieces. I need handles here for this scraper and for the parting tool. And here I have two pieces of firewood. It's beech. I will prepare the blanks and turn them. I know it is not strictly necessary, but I'm feeling safer when I remove the bumpy right corners before I start to turn the wood. So after the first test, here's my conclusion. Short story long, the machine is absolutely amazing. It is so quiet and it is so much fun to work with it, even though I have to do more practice on wood turning. One small issue I had here with the tool rest, with this bump here, so I have to make a plate on top of it which is a little bit wider so that I don't run into this bump when I'm turning something. Other than that, no issues. It works absolutely amazing. Okay, that's it so far. Maybe you see me using the machine in the future. And thanks for watching.